Flosstube, it's Kerry and Stitches, and welcome to this special edition focus on fabrics as part of the Flosstube collaboration orchestrated by the lovely show of Trunkle Stitches. There are 11 of us taking part in this round. You may have caught some of the previous ones where they did focus on fibres and also designers. So it's really good to have you here. Please take the time to go and visit the other participants of this round. I was very honoured to be asked. I'm very thankful. Thank you, Cheryl. And I'm really looking forward to learning about lots of the other fabrics that are available. Some of your favourite Flosstubers are taking part, so please do check them out, and I'll get straight in. We're talking about the dye I've chosen to focus on, which is Sparklers. Sparklers is run by Kate. Kate started the business in late 2005 when she had the opportunity to go and learn how to dye fabrics from Mindy of Sugar Maple Fabrics. So Kate travelled to Canada to do this and just completely loved it and came back, and Sparklers was born. Kate had been active on forums for quite a long time, back in sort of the UQ days and things like that, and was chatting and showing some of the fabrics she dyed, and that's how Sparklers was born when she started to get a customer base. Starting selling on eBay, and when that became problematic for small businesses, Kate developed her own website, which is the one that's still active today. Links to Kate's Sparklers website, to the Facebook groups and all that kind of thing will be linked below, so please take the time to check her out. She is lovely. I've met her in person at one of the shows, and I'll tell you more about that later. So Kate took Sparklers full time after her son was born in 2006, and dyes in a tiny room that measures 6 foot by 4 foot. As Kate has a background as a computer programmer, she could develop her own website and understands the full workings of all that kind of thing, which I think is really hard, because I think sometimes technology isn't the easiest thing to navigate if it's not your kind of background. So and Kate would work all sorts of hours to fit in with her son's sleeping patterns and things like that. She started attending various retail shows, and now every year attends Harrogate Stitching and Knitting show, and also the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham. So okay, so her typical day involves checking her email first and printing out orders, checking stock, and then adding items to the schedule board in her dyeing room. She spends her time dyeing fabric before having a late lunch, and then spending some time stitching. Some days are taken up with all admin, including updating fabric of the month accounts, sending out invoices, and adding new stock to the website, and also placing orders with her suppliers. Sunday afternoons are often given over to the pressing and packaging of the fabrics that have been dyed the previous week. Kate says by far the best thing about doing this is being her own boss. She loves the freedom of it, and not having to get up at silly o'clock, because she's not a morning person, and that resonates with me quite strongly. She loves the creativity of playing with the colours and seeing what happens. Sometimes, she says, sometimes what you think will look wonderful looks terrible, and then other times combinations that you think can't possibly work brilliantly. She loves to see what her customers stitch on her fabrics, and actually runs an annual competition for that. She says she ends up drying fabrics all around the hallways of her house, especially on sort of colder, damper days, and has the company of her tortoiseshell cat called Smurf to keep her company. So Kate's based in the East Midlands of England, and does ship worldwide. So currently on her website, Kate has 84 fabrics, and actually does a couple of really special ones. One's called Kindness, which I probably am pronouncing completely wrong, which is kind of a sky and beach effect, and I'll insert a photograph of that here, and also one called Dusk, which is kind of like a dusk sky, which is beautiful. Okay, some fantastic fabrics, right from some lovely neutrals to the really, really vibrant ones, and I'll show you some of the samples I have of those now. Okay, it does run a Fabric of the Month club, and you can pick your size of fabric and obviously your type of fabric. She goes, so Kate carries Aida in 11 to 22 count, including opalescence, linen in 25 to 40 count, so that's 25, 28, 32, 35 and 40 count, as well as some opals, and even weave in 25, 28 and 32, and the opals. So there's a massive variety of fabric, and she ships worldwide. Everything's on her website, including all her shipping costs, so it's really easy to work out what your package will cost. So let me show you some of Kate's fabrics. Kate also carries quilting cottons and some and cotton floss, which she sent me some samples of her floss, which are really, really pretty. So I have Antique Roses, Sahara and Nebula. Sorry, it's an evening, it's been one of those crazy busy days. So let's run through this. So these are the linens Kate sent me. These are, actually it doesn't say what the count is, but well, that really matters. So we have barely bronzed. These all have come fully labelled on cardboard sheets, which is absolutely fantastic. Kate does do samples, so if you're not sure, you can order samples from her website too, and they come, I'm assuming, like this. So these are fantastic. So we've got Barely Bronzed, Innocent Princess and Parchment. That is a really nice neutral, really like that. Actually I like the Barely Bronzed too. So we've got the oh come on Kerry, we've got the Luganas, the even weaves. So we have Lavender Blue, which was Kate's first ever named fabric. We've got Cancer, Sagittarius and Eclipse, which is a lovely like blue cloudy sky. And then some Aidas. These all look like 14 count. So Black Dahlia, that's fairly true. Blush, Harvest Blush and Moonlighting. So as you can see, there are some really, really bright and vibrant ones there, and also some more neutrals. I've got a small pile of my own fabrics that I purchased from Kate at the NEC when I met her last year. I was lucky enough to win tickets from Kate last year to see the Festival of Quilts, and was lucky enough to meet her, and there's a photograph of that I'll insert now. So I purchased BST in a 40 count Newcastle, which is this, which is kind of a grey blue colour, which is lovely. I haven't used it because I'm scared. 40 count. And also Oatmeal in 35 count Edinburgh, which is just a very pale beigey colour. Kate also had some offcuts there in a big box. So these two are Lottie's ones, you probably saw on videos last year. So although we're not entirely sure what these are, because they these are often missed eyes or as I say offcuts and things like that. Possibly Dark Goddess, because it's this is an even weave rather, I think. Dark Goddess, and possibly this is fire. And we think this one might be fire too. So there's a couple of dye spots on that one, so you can, but these are absolutely glorious. I have stitched on Kate's fabric, and again on one of the scraps I picked up from hers. I stitched Lizzie Kate's Mary string last year. Oh, I'm just trying to, so this is actually on an opalescent one, and beautiful, beautiful fabric to stitch on. Loved stitching this. So obviously it's a really good pattern too, but the fabric's just wonderful to stitch on. So can't commend Kate highly enough. I was given a gift voucher last year for her shop, and she was super, super helpful, so communicative. So please check her out, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future when I get her fabric of the month. So please do go and check out the other collaborators for this round of Flosstube collaborations. It's really exciting to just see what's out there. So please go and check everybody else out. They're in the drop down box below. Thank you again to Shirl for putting all this together, and have a great Sunday, folks. Happy stitching. Thanks for watching my channel. Thank you for all the lovely comments you leave me, for the likes and the subscriptions. It really does mean a lot, and it makes it all worthwhile. Happy stitching.